Okay, you guys, I am live and welcome to the podcast. I am wanting to talk about a couple things today. First of all, I want to talk about I changed the branding and I changed the name. And the reason why I changed the name is because I'm calling it Beautiful Souls. Now, when I first started doing videos a couple years ago, I was like, "Good morning, beautiful souls." And I thought, man, I should have named it that because not everyone is awakened right now. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying that as this is my truth. This is the truth. Not everyone is awakened at this moment. And I had it on Awakened Souls. And then I had some other people that are wanting to be on the podcast and talk about different things. And I want to make this open podcast for everyone to be able to express anything that they want to, not just spirituality. Okay, so now we are beautiful souls, and I believe since the eclipse that the healers are in control now of the universe, of the world, of whatever you want to call it. I believe that in my heart and soul. So we have to be, the healers need to be in the front to be able to heal. So they need to be in the front of people. They need to be in front of government, all the things. So anyway, today, I don't know why I'm itching. Maybe this is a sign of abundance. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about why I am doing this video. I couldn't figure out what video I wanted to do, so I wrote some stuff down. But one of my friends that I had a store with said that thinking is God. So for one, I want to say that I put on Facebook that if your mind and your thinking is separation from God. Now, here's why I'm saying that. For one is if my mind is God, please throw me away. Because my mind says the craziest shit. You're not good enough. You're a piece of this. You're all these other things. And my God mind is what I'm going to call it is saying you can do everything. You can write the book. You can start the business. You can get the house. You can have the best of this. You can have the best relationships. You can do all the things because God to me is cure and pure and beautiful energy. Now, to my belief of God is I believe that God or Jesus was present on the earth. And now we are to model him as you see him, how he like healed the people. And regardless of what the people thought of him, he was said, I'm going to heal the people. I'm going to help the people. I'm here for the people. So I believe that I'm here for the people, but also I believe that I'm here for me. So I'm here to be good to myself and to love myself and to love God. So my thinking mind is not my God, but I guess you can say heart, your soul, I have had experiences where I have been out of body. Actually, I want to tell you this. And some people might not even know this about me, but I have died twice. So, like one time I went to the hospital and I was saying, oh, I have a problem with my arm. And all of a sudden, like 2 days later, I don't even remember anything that happened. All I know is one of the nurses said, you were dying, you were screaming and yelling. And then all of a sudden, I do not remember this at all. And then that nurse, I said, give me a phone. I need to call somebody and get me out of here. Well, at this time, I was at what is it called? Intensive care. So I was intensive care at this time. I was like a young mom and stuff. And they said, well, you're not allowed to have a phone. And I said, give me a phone. So this nurse, like, give me a phone. I remember put it under my blanket, and I called my mom and I said, you got to come here and get me now. Like, they're killing me. And she came and drove there, and I got out of there right now. And to this day, the reason I know that they did something to me is because I never did receive a bill. And I went there and looked for the bill. Like, where's the bill? Where's the stay? Where's all of it? And nothing was there. Nothing. They couldn't tell me anything. They didn't even know that I was there. And I'm like, holy crap. And this was before I was awake. So I wasn't awake yet, aware of all these, of my awareness. And then another time I went to the hospital, and it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. My heart started racing to like 194. It would not stop. It was just keep 94, 194, 194. And I felt like I was coming out of my body. I literally, my husband was asleep. I grabbed his hand, I put it on my chest, and he jumped out of bed out of his sleep because he was like, what is this? We got in the car immediately. We went there. They were trying to get it down. They couldn't get it down. And they said, we're going to stop your heart. We have got to stop your heart and restart it for it to regulate. So I was screaming, I was yelling. This is when I wasn't. So before my awakening, I was like this crazy, cussing New York and, wild lady that was in her masculine. And I lived with all these, crazy people. And so I was that crazy too. And now I'm calm and loving and caring and compassionate, and regardless of what everybody else is, they're still kind of like that. So I think it's calmed down a little bit, but, so they stopped my heart and restarted it. So I was like dead for a moment. And after that moment, I laid on my couch. I owned a business at this time. Like, I had a running business. My husband had to go pack it up. My husband had to go, I couldn't get out of the bed. They put me on these pills that I couldn't take because I would split them in 4s. And my blood pressure would go down so low that it was like I needed to go to the hospital. But by the grace of God, angels, guides, and loved ones, whatever you call it, I have been able to be here. And when I was laying on that couch for 6 months, I was meditating, and I could feel myself go out of body. And I was getting messages and like, why are you here? And all this other stuff. And so my experience with God is different from everybody's experience, because everybody has their own experience. But yesterday I was on a call with a friend from Florida, and she was telling us about our astrology and Aries and what we're going through right now. And she said something that I was actually going to say, but I was afraid to say it. But now I thought, well, no, this is a confirmation that I'm allowed to say this. So I've had experience with God, and then other people think that God is their thinking mind. So I actually went and talked to my mom about it. And I said, well, who do you believe God is? And do you believe God's your mind? No, I believe God's in my heart, but I don't have God experiences like you do. And there was another confirmation. So here's the thing, not to put anybody down or nothing, but we're all on different levels. So my experience of God has been, miracles, things that shown up in my life that I could not explain, for no money at all or for little money that I could afford. Getting healed from toxic mold. And when I went to every doctor and they said they didn't know, but then I would get intuitions what to do and what to eat and where to go and, groups to join. So like I was getting these downloads of, I call God, where to go, because I was willing. And here's another thing. You have to be willing. You have to be allowed. You have to be sitting. Every day I meditate. So every single day I sit down. I mostly sit down on a pillow, or if I don't, I will get up I'm in my bed and I'll just lay there, sometimes for an hour, but most of the time, like 20 minutes. And I just say, how am I feeling? I listen to my body. If there's any messages, like today, I'm just going to tell you what I did. So today I said, what am I supposed to download and tell my message today? And I got that you are amazing. Me, I am amazing. And then started showing me all these things that's went on into my life for being amazing. You've been an amazing mother. You've been amazing. You helped this friend. You helped this friend. You helped. And I was just like, why is this all about me? Because you don't know you're amazing. And I'm like, and I muscle tested it. Do you think you're amazing? And it said no. Well, here's the thing. I know it's kind of a law of attraction too, but I wrote the book, believe, and you have to believe to receive. So if I didn't believe I was amazing, then I wasn't attracting amazing. And I wouldn't be amazing enough inside of me to get this message out to you to let you know that you are amazing and God is here for you. But I do the work. And I'm not saying like you don't. I'm saying I do. I know I do. I know I have a connection with the higher God. I usually say God, higher self, loved ones, angels, God, angels, and loved ones. That's what I usually say when I'm in my prayers, or I do pray, and then but I don't pray like God give me this, God give me that. I don't do that. I usually say, God, thank you for the day I had, or thank you for bringing that into my awareness, or thank you for like people will take money out of my account. This is true. People will take money out of the account and I'll say, okay, what do I need to learn about this? Now, the other day, this happened to me. Somebody took the money out of my account. And I just said, I called the bank and said, somebody took the money out of my account this weekend, must have been having some fun from California, da 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 da. Like it was nothing. I didn't even tell anybody. I don't even think anybody knows. But used to, I would be like, oh my God, somebody stole money out of my account. And I'm just like, they better give my money back right now. I am surprised how blessed I am and how changed I am. But I do this work, inner work, with God and me. So we're co-creating. And I want to tell you a couple stories about how I believe we're co-creating. So I'm like, this is my manifestation list. I want to live on the beach. I want to live on the beach, Lord. Show me the beach. Show me the beach. Now, God gives me the first manifestation like 5 or 6 years ago, when I'm living in St. Pete in the lady's house that I'm taking care of on the ocean, $1.6 million home. But that's where I got my toxic mold. So I want to show you the manifestation. So here was the manifestation. I got what I wanted, but because I haven't done some of the work inside of me to keep it and receive it and, it to be abundantly there and stay there, I could not keep it and I got sick. So there was more lessons for me to learn. So I believe that now the manifestations I'm getting is like something I can hold on to, something that I firm belief that I can have and can hold on to it, because I've grown to who I am with the power of meditation, the power of receiving messages from God. I am guided. I believe that 100%. I know for sure. So it's like I ask and it is given, and I get it, but it depends on the work that you do, if you can keep it or keep receiving it. So I did write some stuff down. I wanted to talk about this, but there are so many different stories about how God's helped me when I was here's another example. I just came back from Florida in November. Me and my son lived in Pensacola. Well, we lived in this first apartment, and I rented the apartment without even looking at it, and it was fine. It was super cute. But the internet wouldn't work. Like, the internet was horrible. So we had the guys come, and they said that the building was so old and they were trying to upgrade all the internet, but this specific building wasn't agreeing to it because it was going to cost like $80,000 or something. So I just said, well, we just have to stay here because we can't move. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going through the day. And then one day he just blows up. I'm not doing this. And so I said, okay, God, I'm driving down the highway, going to Gulf Breeze. God, tell me what you want me to do. Tell me what you want me to do right now. Like, I need to know right now. And he says, go into this parking lot. Go to these apartments. So I'm like, go to these apartments. I'm not going. We already have I'm just talking. Then I said, okay, fine. Going in these apartments. I go in these apartments. They said, oh, we have a house. You can move in on the beach for $300. And I'm like, and we have brand new internet. Like, they just threw the lines through. So, and I called them. I'm like, do they have brand new internet there? Yeah. And I'm like, $300? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, does that make sense to you? Who could ever do that but God? Like, to me, that is God. So we end up moving in this house, our apartment on the ocean, like really close to Gulf Breeze, which is amazing. We're still in Pensacola, but just right over the bridge, 17th. And I'm just like, every day it's like, oh my God, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise. I'm like, oh my God. And in that apartment, I got the download about the dopamine hits from me having, so we get dopamine hits from the reactions that we have to different things in our life. And that's what keeps us addicted to, and that's the science part of it, addicted to our reactions, or our emotions, or, all that stuff. And I actually called my daughter when I was there, and I said, oh my God, this has happened. What do you think? And she's like, this is amazing. Like, this is amazing. So I shared that video. My videos are not for everyone, you guys. You have to be more like God, science, spirituality, living in your imagination, not living in physical reality. Basically, I'm most of my time I'm in illusion. Most of my time I'm not in my present. I'm in my present moment, but I'm in my present moment in my future self, if you want to say. But anyway, so I'm going to read this. God, the conscious mind is what we act on. So our conscious mind is like, yeah, I got to go to the bank, and I got to do this, I got to do that, go to the grocery. Okay, your subconscious mind is where you learn and you store stuff. So I'm learning, so subconscious. So what I learned, like, I learned how to do these videos. I learned how to tie my shoe. I learned how to drive a car. That lives in my subconscious mind. But I had to learn it, and then it goes in my subconscious. Now, in my subconscious mind is like, I've learned it and it's stored there. So it's stored there. I don't have to learn how to do this video again. I don't have to learn how to drive again. I just get in and drive. I don't have to learn how to tie my shoes again, because it just is. So you know what I'm saying? Now, when you're in your unconscious mind, it is things that you are not aware of yet. But we're going to go into a different conversation here. But if you look at your 3D reality, you can see what's in your unconscious mind. I got the beach house, but I got toxic mold. Oh, so still unbelief in my subconscious mind. But then here's the thing. You can teach yourself or get a coach and help you to see what's going on in your physical reality, what you need to change. And once you change it, you move in the beach house and you can stay there, because you don't have any unlimited beliefs about being there or keeping the money or keeping the man. Because if you're saying, I've counseled people. One girl, she called me and she said, I I have this awesome like boyfriend. He's better looking than me. He's all this stuff better looking than me. And at first I said, why are you saying that? Like, you were just fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, she always was putting him on a pedestal saying, oh my God, he's just so amazing. Well, I'm going to lose him. And I said, yep, you're going to lose him. For one, put him on a pedestal. And for two, saying you're going to lose him. Well, you know, if you say, oh my God, I got this job and I'm going to lose it. Oh my God, I'm going to get this job and I'm going to lose it. You're going to lose it. If you get all this money and say, oh my God, you know, everybody's going to ask me for all my money. They're going to steal my money. Then that's what happens. Whatever you believe, you receive. Whatever you believe, you receive, regardless if it's good or bad. So if you say, God, this is the best day ever. I have, you know, abundance coming to me, because abundance is not just about money, you guys. Abundance is, I can do whatever. Here's one thing that I have abundance about. I have not worked a 3D job with a W-2 for maybe 6 years. That's abundance to me. Another abundance is I can wake up whenever I want. I haven't had an alarm. I don't even have a clock in my room. I set a clock every morning for my meditation. Alexa, set my clock. But other than that, nothing wakes me up but me. Abundance. So what is your abundance? What is your abundance? So this is things that I believe that I'm co-creating with God. He shows me the beliefs. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll be in shock. Like, oh, I remember this thing from my childhood. And then that's there for me to study and say, oh my gosh, what do I need to study to get this out of my belief system? So God is our imagination. God is a higher power for sure. He saved me. He saved my life. He's saved my children. He's gave me downloads and told me to go here and go there when I needed help, when I had no help. When I live in Florida, my family's not there. It's just me and God. That's who it is. And so I put down here, God is my spirit, like I'm not going to say in my heart. I'm not going to say in my aura. It's just something that and now today it's just natural. It's just like yesterday. Actually, it was a couple days ago. I was looking for this email. I couldn't find it. So I sat down and I said, God, just show me how to get a hold of this person that I'm trying to get a hold of. In 3 minutes, they said, it's in your phone. So I looked on my phone, said Bradenton, Florida, and right there it was. And ask and you will receive. Believe that you will receive the answer. Now, some people could say, oh, this is yourself, and you can believe that. And some people can say, I feel energy. Now, me, I feel energy. When I meditate, I feel like a glowing white of energy around me. I always say, put white lights around my car when I'm driving, around my tires. For me, I believe that God is a feeling of amazement. I almost feel like there's this big glow around me. It just feels amazing. So, but I do want to say everybody is on a different level. So if you are at that level where you think God is your brain, then here's the thing. Ask with your logical mind, God, show me who you are, because you will. If you ask, you will receive a bigger dose of God, a bigger experience of God. My experiences with God is not going to be like yours. There's some people out here who say they're floating in every night in the sky and, they're with God. That's not been my experience. But me out of body, yes. Me asking God for something and coming like that, always. Some people call it intuition. Some people call it God. Some people call it Buddha. It can be Kuan Yin. It can be whoever you want it to be. So I put God in my spirit. God is not physical, and he's pure, intelligent mind. Oh my God. That just gives me the chills, because God will always tell you the right thing to do. Like, here's a little example, which this is totally weird, but it is funny. So I went to Walmart, and I go to Walmart and I see this dress and I like this dress and I like it. And I could afford this dress, but I just didn't buy it. I'm like that. I've owned a consignment store for years. So if I can get stuff for cheap, I will. So, I keep going. I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. So one day I'm in the bathtub and God's like, go to Walmart and buy that dress. Just like go to Walmart and buy the dress. And I'm like, God, I don't want to buy. I'm not going to buy the dress for $20-something at the Walmart. I'm just not doing it. Said, go buy the dress. I get the dress. I take it up and it's $2. I mean, this stuff blows my mind. And I'm not even kidding you guys. Guys can do an interview sometime with my family. And they're like, this chick is asked for $500 worth of stuff and she gets it for $1. God will give it to me. It's just, and I have to say, it's my logical mind didn't say, well, I'm going to go to Walmart and get this dress. Like, I get it downloaded, like, go to Walmart and buy the dress that you've been looking at. And then my logical mind's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying that much money. And then my God mind says, honey, just do it because I know the best thing for you. And so I do it. I follow the God mind. And what happens? I get the dress for $2. So, and that's something small, but there's bigger things that happen, like the beach house, and then another beach house I live in, me getting it for $300. Who makes that stuff up? You can't make this shit up, you guys. Okay. So intelligent mind, pure mind. God is, the logical mind is saying, you are not worthy, but your God mind is like, you are worthy because you are alive. You don't have, after my grandmother passed, I want to tell you guys this. After my grandmother passed, she came to me in the middle of the night and she said, you have to do nothing. And I was like, what? You have to do nothing to receive. And I'll tell you what, I knew that it was true because that woman did everything to receive. And that was the paradigm she was in. She worked her butt off. She made good for herself. But if you looked at her life, it wasn't something that just came to her. It's something that she had to do. But she told me, you don't have to do anything to receive. Well, that was a message from her, from God, whatever. Them together, basically. She's up there saying, all these years, I thought you had to do this and this and this, but you have to do nothing to receive. The reason I get these messages, you guys, is because I allow them in. Some people are scared. There's nothing to be scared of. I mean, if you listen to them and you do what it says, it'll take you to, that's not ever going to hurt you. It's not going to take you anywhere harmful. It's always going to take you on the right path, the right direction, and the abundance that you want. Some people want abundance of $1 million. I don't really want $1 million. I just want peace and love and kindness and happiness and not have to worry about my bills, that my bills are not $1 million. And if I had $1 million, I would have to monitor other people with trying to do, no, I don't want to do that. I just want money to pay all my bills, plus have money to do whatever I want. The time, the peace, the love. I have time. I want to go on vacations. I can always go on. I have it right now. I have it right now. Okay. So your mind tells you that, so your prayers are speaking to God. I love you. Thank you. This is amazing. Thank you for showing me this. Thank you for my parents still being here. Thank you. Thank you. I don't pray for like, give me $1 million, give me a house. I don't do that. Now I used to when I was younger. I used to pray like, please change my husband, when I realized that it was me that needs to be changed. Not that he doesn't, but he can only heal himself, right? So my prayers are more like, thank you for keeping my children in good health. Thank you for my grandkids. Thank you for all the abundance I have in my life. And then I sit and I listen, because then God speaks to me. Just like this morning, I said, God, what do you want me to know? I want you to know that you're amazing. Literally, this is what's happened this morning. I want you to know you're amazing. And I said, why would you want me to know that? Because you think you're not. And you are, and you are, and we all are. But we believe in our logical mind, which is not our God's mind, that we're not. So if you have, and this morning, I even muscle tested it. Do I feel like I'm amazing? No, the answer was no. So I have to build that up to realize that I am amazing and you're amazing and everyone's amazing, so that I can be in a frequency of amazing with the co-creator, my co-creator, which is God. But then you listen, you sit and you listen, which we call it meditation. You can just sit in a room. You can walk down the street. I drive a lot by myself. I do not ever put my radio on, ever. And I just listen. I was taking my granddaughter, took my sister somewhere yesterday, and I said, oh my God, look at that beautiful tree over there. I mean, it was gorgeous, just falling pink. And she's like, you just notice the beautifulest things, don't you? And I said, yeah, I don't want to listen to the bump, screw this and screw that. And I'm sorry that she left me and all that. I don't want to do that. I want to look at this beautiful nature that we have out there, because that is connected to me and God. So I'm all about the God thing, you guys. And this is what I live every day. This is my life every single day. Me and God is not separate, but my mind is separate from God. It is. But you have to really have the experiences with God, not my experiences, but your own experience. So you need to, if you haven't had like a life, threatening experience that he saved you from a car or a plane hitting you, or you know what I'm saying, a big experience like that, then just ask and believe and ask to receive messages so you can feel that, because it is that. All of the like death experiences that I've watched on TV, they all say like this bright light comes through and I have unconditional love. Our logical mind is not unconditional love. This thing tells me all kinds of stuff. I'm like, if you don't shut the hell up, I mean, literally, I have said that to myself. If you don't shut up, just like I said last week on my video, I was in my bedroom getting dressed, and my logical mind said, you are so fat. And I thought, this is the ridiculous thing in my life I've ever heard. Because I'm like 110 pounds, you people. I mean, there is no way. So this mind does not tell you shit, but negative. And it was trained. It was trained to, actually, I'm gonna reframe that. It was trained to keep you safe. So if your God mind's like, you're amazing, you're sexy, you're beautiful, then this is like, we've always been ugly and fat and unworthy, then why would we want to change that? That's scary to this, mind. But this is who we are. God says we are love. We are compassion. We are all of the things that we believe we're not. We are the writer. We are the mother, if that's what you want to be. It's whatever, you guys. And this is what you have to get into your belief system. It's a belief system. And then you have to get rid of some of the old beliefs so you can really experience the downloads from God. Okay, so that's one thing. God comes to me in my meditations in each and every moment. And that's true. And sometimes I can meditate and I don't hear a lot, but I always feel like this connection or this kind of like buzzing. Let me hold it here right now. Okay, so I'm feeling like a buzzing around my head, like soft white buzzing. I feel warm. I feel like like a hug. I feel at peace. It's almost like little tears coming down my eyes because I'm connected to a higher presence than me. And I want to be. This makes me feel so good and yummy. And my logical mind, I mean, I'm out in the day. I'm out in the day and I'm working and I'm doing stuff with the kids and I'm going here and there. And then I'm eating wrong, all this stuff. My logical mind will tell me, like, you better do this and you better do that. And you're a piece of crap. And, look at them. They're better than you. And that God is not your logical mind. It's just not. It's not your thinking. It is not your thinking. I know 100% that that's not true. Okay, the Holy Spirit, and you can call it that. The Holy Spirit fills up your mind, fills up your heart, and just like I said, maybe it's the Holy Spirit that I feel that's I'm connected to, or maybe it's God, or maybe it's my higher self, or maybe it's I have this little Mary necklace on. Maybe it's Mary. Maybe it's Kuan Yin. I'm not like a one religional. I'm like my religion is love. So I love the aspects of Kuan Yin. I love the Buddha. I love the Jesus. I love the lessons of God. I love that I feel the presence of them in my body, mind, and soul. So, but when I was on the thing yesterday and she said we're all at different levels and not in a bad thing. We're not all in different levels of our spirituality or our growth in consciousness. It's the work that we do on ourselves. That's what it is. Okay. So your mind will tell you the craziest shit. That's what I wrote down. I feel this with my heart. I feel God with my heart. And the more that I work on myself, you guys, this is the truth, because I've grown and grown and grown. And the more I look at the things that pop up in my physical reality, like if my mom yells at me or my son, me and him get in an argument, I look at it and say, what do I need to learn from this? I don't want to fight with these people. Now, most of the time I don't. I'd say at least 90% of my life, I do not fight with anybody anymore. I do not get anxious when that bill came in and took money out of my checking account that I still don't have in there. I had no response. I just was like, hey, somebody enjoyed having some money out of my bank. Can put a hold on it? And did all the things, and it never. I looked at myself and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, you've done it. You've worked on yourself. And I've worked on myself to be connected to God. Now, there's other people that can be like, boom, I just felt from God, and this is how it's happened for me. And that's how it's happened for you. Mine has been a process. Mine has been a trusting, like I have to trust him and he has to trust me, or she. I'm not saying it's a he or a she. I'm saying it's an energy. Enter the chi in your body. Because, some people, most of the people that are saying that they've seen God, it's been this bright light, amazing light of energy that's coming towards you. Well, if you can sit here and imagine this white light around you, I mean, my ears are buzzing right now. It's an energy outside of your body, and you can ask and you can believe and you can receive to have it all. And here I wrote down, it flows through my consciousness. It flows through my consciousness. But, guys, I believe, like I'm saying, is everybody's on a different level of consciousness, and that's not good or bad. No, it's not good or bad. Now, at the point, I was in my spiritual ego, and I was like, well, I know more than you. I know more than you. And here's another thing. I don't know more than you, but I have done the work, and I do know that. You have to do the work to become the more conscious and the more higher to get to God, because God doesn't meet you in like lower energies, really. I mean, he will show you, like the first thing he showed me was signs as numbers. Like I was seeing numbers and I was like, And I actually, first of all, was asking people, do you see these numbers? And people would like, no, I don't see them. And then I was like, wow. So then I wrote a book. I got up in the middle of the night and I just wrote this book. Like in 4 hours, it was done. And I gave it to an editor in Colorado, and they were like, yes, that you need to put this out there. So I did. All that stuff, like I feel like I've been channeled. Me and my mom kind of got in an argument one day, and literally I closed my eyes and I channeled my grandmother. And she was like I channeled my grandmother saying, this is not true. This is true. This is da 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 da. And so, yeah, I believe that I have a different connection to God than other people, but it doesn't mean it's any better. And it doesn't mean that you can't have one. But I just want to stress to you that if you believe that your logical mind is God, please search more. Please do more inner work. Please reach out to me, or, look on YouTube, because God is not your logical mind. It's not. And that might be at the level that you're on, not meaning to be mean about it. That is, it just, not that I'm better, but I do want to acknowledge that I have done a lot of work. So I have screamed and I have cried and I have let go limited beliefs. And I've asked, what about my mom, and what about my dad, and what about my grandparents, and what about my abuse? And yes, I've asked all them questions, and I have tons and tons and tons of journals with information that you would not believe in them. I don't really share all of this stuff with you guys. I really don't. I learn a little bit of here and a little bit of there, and I tell you guys a little snippets of what I've learned. And I don't learn it from me. It's not coming from me. So you actually, if you get this message and you're like looking at me, just get rid of like my hair, get rid of my face, and just look at what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying, because I'm here to give a message, not for anybody to judge me. So I could just be like this and say, here's the message you need to hear. Connect with God, pray to God, not pray like, give me $1 million, but say, thank you for my house. Thank you for my kids. Thank you for the ground. Thank you for my feet. My mom the other day said, why do you think this about your body? And I said, I love my body because it can move, and I have arms and I have feet, and there's people that don't. The more that you are thankful, the more God will connect with you. Yes. God wants a loving God, a loving person, an open heart. I open my heart to receive the messages that you have to give me, so I can share it on my YouTube, so I can reach the people. God's all about that, because God wants you. Used to, it's go to church and then tell all the people around the town, walk around the town and tell all the people. Now it's tell the people on the YouTube, on the Facebook, anywhere you can tell them. Just tell them about the good news, that they can have a relationship with me, their own relationship. They don't even have to go to a building. They can sit right here, have a relationship with me, and it's not their mind. All right, you guys, I love you so much. If you need any guidance or help, just message me. I am willing to help you in any way. I have done so much work. I can almost say that I am like master of shadow work. Actually, I am, because I've done it so much. I actually want to start giving it up, because it's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But I've done so much. I don't really need to think. Unless it pops up into mind, I don't go look for it. Like I used to go look for it, trying to get rid of everything. But my life's good now. My life, and if you feel like your life's not good, and you have your kids, and you have a place to live, and you have internet, and you have all the things, and it's your mind saying that your life's not good, it's your logical mind is not God. I love you so much. Namaste. Love you.